I'm Lisa, and this is Anthony from I Can't Wait to Travel, and we are here in Istanbul, Turkey for day 2.
Turkey.
And we want to tell you all about it. Today, we actually started our excursion at 1:30, so we slept in, which was definitely needed. I think we went to bed really late, like maybe 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
I definitely know it was 4 o'clock when I went to sleep, let me tell you.
It's just so weird with the time adjustment because we are 8 hours ahead from Eastern Standard Time. So we were happy not to start our day early. We could stay in, do room service, and just slowly get started for our day.
This is true.
And we really needed that because today was the first day that we had a late excursion.
Yeah.
For those of you who might be wondering, Anthony wears the sunglasses in our videos because the lights are a little bit too strong for him and things like that.
I did have LASIK surgery before, and for those who have had LASIK surgery, you know how the lights can sometimes affect your eyes.
So let's start off with our day. First of all, we went on a tour called Pera on Foot and Tea Tour. So basically, we were walking around town in Istanbul on foot, and then we finished it off at a beautiful hotel and had some tea and pastries and delicacies. So let's just talk about the difference between yesterday seeing old Istanbul, where we saw the major mosques like the Blue Mosque, the Hagia Sophia Grand Mosque, the Grand Bazaar, in contrast to today's new Istanbul. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it was totally different. So we're in old Istanbul. It seemed kind of more older. Granted, you had young folks there as well too, but you had more of the older crowd over there. Fountains. It was fountains all over Europe. They love the fountains in Europe. So that was good. But then when we came over to the more modern side, you saw the kind of hustle and bustle. You saw even the way how people dressed were different. A lot of young people, very stylish. We saw a lot of swag. The Turkish people got swag down there. Don't be slipping on that.
Let's pause there for the swag in Turkey.
Pause.
The men in Turkey, they were all had like their sleek winter coats and like, you know, their fitted pants. I think everyone in Turkey measured the distance between the bottom of the pant and the shoe. They were like, it had to be a certain amount to show the sock. And it looked very well put together with their strapped bag across their chest, but like, you know, very nice. So there were some handsome guys in Turkey. So for all you single ladies out there might be a handsome fella waiting for you in Turkey. I know you thought that the ladies here were beautiful.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were doing it up here, let me tell you.
Oh, speaking of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work going on in Turkey.
A lot of work going on here for beautifying. But not only that, but what we heard, even prior to coming here, talked to a good friend of mine, Ivan. Shout out to Ivan from Uganda. He was telling me, a lot of guys, they go and they get the procedure done to their head, so they grow their hair back. You can see all the spots or whatever you call it.
In the U.S., occasionally, I would say maybe once a month, I see someone getting the hair transplant where you see the red dots and the scars on their head and their, you know. Today, on the new side of Istanbul, Turkey, I would say I saw one an hour.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
And our guide told us too, if you come to Turkey and you only went to the old side, you didn't see Turkey.
Yeah.
He said, you got to come here to the modern side, walk the streets. It was hustling, bustling, train going down the streets, bikes. You almost get run over by some of them. I had to pull one of our people in the group, hey, watch out, sir, watch out. And as the train was coming by, he didn't see it. But you know,
I wouldn't call it a train.
Streetcar, like
a streetcar.
You know, like a streetcar called Desire, one of those little things, like San Francisco streetcar,
like
one of those.
Turkey was definitely, I think, and I don't know where I got this thought from, but definitely more into their aesthetics than I thought they would be.
That's true, and I think part of it is due to their culture going back to after Turk, and he was very, very westernized. So a lot of what they did, they even mentioned that they're Muslims, but they're more kind of liberal, right? They still kind of go to the mosque, they pray, they follow the Quran. But yeah, they're very progressive here, very progressive, very liberal, as they mentioned.
Absolutely. So as we were walking through this new area that we didn't see yesterday, it was just a totally new sight. Like the food looked incredible. It looked really good. As we were walking by, we saw the veal. We saw they do like this potato statues where they get all the potatoes that they're taking out and they're loading them with new fillings and loaded fries. I mean, really appealing to the eye.
Yeah, I really wish also that we had time to do. We were talking about, wow, this is the place to do a food tour.
Yeah, for sure.
If you come to Istanbul,
do a food tour. Yes.
You got to try all the food.
Yes.
Like, granted, there's baklava and sweet treats every third store. There's a bunch of sweet treats and Turkish coffee. We saw Starbucks, and then they have a Starbucks version here as well too.
So, and speaking of that, so the Starbucks in Turkey does sell Turkish coffee and the regular Starbucks coffee, and they mirrored that, we were told, after Turkey developed their own version of Starbucks with both. So
yeah,
they're making sure that they are accommodating everyone. We walked through Istanbul today. Anything else that caught your eye?
Yeah, we actually saw a number of churches too. A very beautiful cathedral that we actually walked through. The paintings in there. It was just really amazing. It was really nice. We also saw a number of Christmas trees here as well too. Even though they're 99% Muslim, we saw Christmas trees, and our guide said that they believe in Jesus, they believe in Mary, they read the Quran and they worship Allah, but they believe in Jesus and Mary. So that was interesting here. I hadn't heard that before. This is why it's good to get out, go meet other cultures, speak to the local people. It was great.
I will say that even though there are 2,000 to 3,000 mosques here, there are about 200 churches, mostly Catholic. So there are Christians here. We did ask about that. And there's no friction, according to our guide, between Christians and the Muslim people that are here,
as well as Jewish folks as well too.
So then we went to this beautiful hotel. They have great hotels on the shoreline. Most famously, they have the Mandarin, the Ritz, Intercontinental. So they're great hotels that you can choose from. We would of course help you choose the best one for you, but we ended up going to, and they had a tea express, like a tea Orient Express, as a part of the hotel. So this is a significant hotel in Istanbul where Lady Gaga has stayed. Not Lady Gaga. Jaja Gabor.
Lady Gaga.
Jaja Gabor has stayed there. Many celebrities of the past have stayed there. So it's a great area to go. And I met this lady in the restroom, and she told me yeah, this is like a hangout spot. I come here with my friends. I meet them. I meet them for lunch, and we just talk. It was definitely a more ladies crowd.
Yeah, and it looks like a place where people are talking. That's where you want to know what the tea is. You go there. It looked like that's where you want to know what's going on. Who's doing what, who's at, where somebody been. That's where you go, because we saw a lot of, it looked like a lot of chatter. Girl, let me tell it.
You are crazy. So yeah, it was really a great experience. I'll tell you this, the company that we work with in Turkey, we hope to share that with you too. 5-star service. I mean, they have this luxury black van. I mean, what brand is that?
I totally missed it.
It felt higher than Mercedes. When they pulled up to pick us up, I was like, who are they here to get? Who are they here to get? So I was really impressed with them. I'm glad that we're partnering with them. It was just like luxury to the highest. Even when they drove us to the hotel and let us out and picked us up from the hotel, I could see the other locals like, who are these people? So yes, very, very nice. When we went back out later on for dinner.
My.
Oh my God.
My.
We're going to write the name of the restaurant we had dinner at. Do you remember how to pronounce it? It means good morning in Greek.
Yes, it is actually pronounced Gunendin. Gunendin?
We don't want to butcher the name of it. This food, is this the best meal you've had since we've been in Europe?
Yep, hands down. Best food.
Yeah. The food was just incredible. We will be posting pictures so you can see what we had, and I'm not saying that we've had every restaurant in Italy. We've had every restaurant in Athens, Greece.
Not by any means.
But I'm saying from what we tried, that was the best meal. And I feel like Americans are sleeping on Turkish food.
We already said when we get back to the United States of the America, we gotta go find some Turkish joints.
In our area, where we're from, in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area, I don't think we've ever been to a Turkish restaurant in South Florida.
Never.
The food was
so
fresh and flavorful and juicy. The pita bread had sesame seeds on it.
There's that cheese. What was the cheese called?
The cheese was called Tulum cheese.
Tulum.
It's like a butter. Like you just put that on your food. It was just melting in your mouth. Then I had the marinated lamb. You had
a regular lamb.
Lamb chops,
lamb
the beef,
with some salt,
chicken. So many good things. And it was incredible, guys. I really, really loved it. Anthony has bought baklava at almost every location he could see.
Everywhere.
But we went to this place. They're very famous throughout Istanbul. You'll see them. It's like a franchise.
Yeah.
And he bought this banana dessert.
I can't wait to try it. If
you
there's
guys,
any left.
I don't know if you remember the Cosby Show when Cliff used to go in and he would try to eat Claire's cake that she just baked, and he would stuff it with paper towels so that she wouldn't know he ate the cake. That's how I felt. Anthony was on the balcony talking to a friend, and I'm like, I'm just gonna sneak one little bite of his cake. And after bite 3, I was like, okay, he's gonna know that I was in here eating his cake.
I would have known.
And I'm not even a cake person. Yeah. I don't even like sweets like that. And it was really, really good. Guys, put Istanbul, Turkey on the bucket list. Like, it needs to be there.
Everybody we've ever talked to has mentioned how they love Istanbul. Every single person.
You know when you go to the Caribbean and everyone says, once you've been to one Caribbean island, you've been to all.
Lies.
That is a lie in itself, just because we've been to almost all the Caribbean islands. But Istanbul is so different. It's like you can tell, like it's just a different feel, a different vibe, a different appearance. It's just so different.
People move different. And by the way, we're on the European side. There's 2 sides. You got an Asian side and a European side. We didn't have time to visit the Asian side. But yeah.
However, we did go to the metro station, and the cool thing is, just for a few dollars, or even less than a few dollars, you can go to the Asian side within like minutes.
That's right.
So there's no excuse. I say that if you did a trip to Istanbul and you did a nice, I would say like 4 nights, you could see both sides, European side and the Asian side, and then even do another country with it.
Now, and we've mentioned this before when traveling through Europe, but they say that it's very safe. You see police everywhere, you dogs, etc. However, be very mindful of pickpockets. Wear a kind of satchel or bag across your chest where all your stuff is in there. We don't leave anything in our pockets. If we have our phones, it's in our hand. Or if the phone is in our pocket, we have our hands in our pocket.
Exactly.
Holding the phone.
So, you guys, we are leaving Istanbul 2 nights. No. I am more than sad to go, because if I had another day here, I would go back and get another piece of cake. But we will be going to
Kudasi,
yes. And what we will be doing is telling you all about that city, letting you know our thoughts. You know, we're always honest. We're not sponsored. We're here to make sure that you have the best vacation possible.
Well, arrivederci. I know it's a different country, but arrivederci.